Alright, Shalom, first and foremost. I want to say all praise, honor, and glory be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, that rule well, and blessings to the hopeful elect, teaching this word in sincerity and truth. And, yeah, I just wanted to, do a little video this morning. As you can see, I'm out here in the green, and I just wanted to go for a little walk and talk, and, or a sit and talk. I'm just sitting down, Obviously, just taking my dog for a walk as well at the same time, but pretty much like the scriptures speak about the friendship of the world being enmity with the Most High. We read that scripture at the camp yesterday, and for the most part, what we always have to understand is that the scripture says that the fashion of this world passeth away, man. There's nothing that's out in this world that has or that should have a hold on us, if you will, because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, we're not even taking these same bodies that we have on the chariots with us. And that's why I did that that video yesterday. How big your biceps are, doesn't matter to the Lord. Doesn't matter to the Lord, because at the end of the day, the scripture says, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, and let not the mighty man glory in his might. You got these guys that can push all kinds of weights at the gym. You got all these these so-called wise scholars and university lecturers, teachers and so on and so forth, that are going on like they know shit, but they don't know shit. And pretty much the Lord is going to stop the mouth of the so-called wise of the world. All right, he's going to stop all of that shit, because at the end of the day, what really matters is the prophecies of the scriptures. What really matters is written down in the scriptures. And the scripture says in Habakkuk, the second chapter and the third verse, that that the vision is yet for an appointed time. And at the end it shall speak and not lie, And the visions are what? The prophecies, man. And the Lord said that his word is not going to go out void, but it's going to prosper in the thing whereto he sent it. So we're clearly seeing the word prosper in these last days. You see Esau, doing everything that he can to make sure that, pretty much focusing mainly on Jake, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, to pretty much take the back juice. Which we shouldn't be even entertaining them thoughts, man. Because at the end of the day, when you look at Esau's track record and you look at what he's done to our people, whether it be cargo slave ships, yokes of iron, whether it be separating families, butt breaking, Jake hanging from lampposts, you name it, man. You got a book called 100 Years of Lynchings by Ralph Ginsburg. That's a really good book, and that pretty much goes into detailed accounts on actual news articles of pretty much Esau lynching Jake, and hanging them, man. And there was even one account where they roasted a Jake to death alive, and you had little children around him dancing around the fire, and they stayed out there all night to watch this Jake burn, and as the fire died down, the little children got the dried leaves and put it in the fire to reignite the fire, to make it bigger, man. So that's why the scripture says what? Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones, because even the little ones, man, we're not going to show no mercy to Esau, Edom, not his men, women, or children, and ultimately, they're going to be Obadiah 118, gathered together in a pit, and they're going to be roasted, man. And that's going to be a great emotional release for all of us because of the things that we suffered under the hands of the wicked. Which, who's the wicked that the Bible speaks of? That's Esau, Edom. They are known as the borders of wickedness. That's in the book of Malachi, the first chapter and the 4th verse. All right, so all of these things we have to think about and meditate upon, like the track record. Like, what's his track record? What's he done? What's he known for doing? Among Israel, what's he known for doing to our people, man? And he's known of putting nothing but pure hell on our people, man, and that's a fact. And all of a sudden, he's got, like Apostle Gabar said yesterday, all of a sudden now he's got this magical cure, where in the midst of this pandemic, he's got this magical, mystical cure where he's just gonna heal everything, like, and he cares about you so much that he wants you to be the first to take these drugs, to take the bat juice, and you trust in these pharmaceutical companies, man. You're stupid, because if you look up the meaning of words, the word pharmacy goes back to the Latin and the Greek. What is it, pharmakeia or pharmacia, which means what? Witchcraft. And that's how Esau operates. He operates on witchcraft, man. And we ain't saying this just to say it. It's actually a fact. That's why King David said, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, you know, the secret counsel of the wicked, and for the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, man. All right, because the shit that they do in closed doors, you know, if you really knew what they were really doing behind closed doors, it will spin your head, man. Like they show you they show you snippets of what they do in like Eyes Wide Shut. You know, they get together, they got gowns on with masks, and they have orgy parties, and you know, and that's just like the PG version of that's Stanley Kubrick, his last movie that he played, man, he aired. And there was an extra long version of that, but it didn't make it to the screens. But pretty much that was the last movie that he made. And then all of a sudden, he just ended up dead, man. You know, I think the apostles say that he used to walk around with a shotgun because he knew that he was getting targeted. So, you know, even these sellout jakes, after they've done trimming their ways to seek love, and they've done all these dirty things behind the scenes, and they start crying out against their oppressors, you know, who they, you know, pretty much trim their ways to please, then Esau starts blackballing them. Like, look what happened to Nick Cannon. Look what happens to these guys that sell out and then all of a sudden they have some sort of a conscience, like Cat Williams, man. And he started going, they put him all on, you know, had him looking all crazy. They trying to kill my babies, man. They trying to kill my babies. So, at the end of the day, what was it all for in the end? You know? You going into a dark room with a devil and selling your soul and, you know, making a Faustian bargain, because that's what it is. You're selling your soul to the devil, man. You know? And what's it all for, man? You know, for what shall it profit a man if he should gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? So, at the end of the day, these guys have got a price. You know, they got a price to sell their soul, man. And, you know, they put a certain price on what they think that they're worth, and then they go for it. You know, and if they talk out against the agenda, like you had that rapper, The Baby, he started speaking about making homophobic comments, and then this guy got blackballed. And he had to make a public apology, and that shows you that, you know, if you ain't dancing to the agenda of the tune of the so-called white man, then pretty much you're going to be blacklisted, you're going to be shunned, you're going to be hated. And ultimately, that's why they hate us. That's why they want to shut us up, because, you know, we're speaking the things that really rub their way of life the wrong way. You know, all of these people that want to be freaks and demons and be in orgy parties and commit adultery, the people of our nation that want to do that and learn after the ways of the heathen, follow after their ways, we're cursing that out. Well, that's why we say what the scripture says in Isaiah 58:1, cry aloud and spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, you know, and show my people their transgression and the house of Jacob their sin. That's what we're supposed to be doing, man. Sounding an alarm, you know, waking our people up. But guess what? Only the elect are going to wake up, man. You know, the disciples said what? They asked the Lord, why speakest thou unto them in parables? And he said, because it is given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. You know, these are the things that we have to think about, man. So it's a great gift that we've been enlightened to this wisdom and this truth. You know, that we have the gift of, you know, to see the prophecies. That's a beautiful thing, man. You know, and to speak about it and to warn our people to blow the trumpet the right way. That's a beautiful thing. You know? Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Just making sure he doesn't go too far, you know? Good. Break. So, pretty much, you know, that's a beautiful thing that we know, you know, that we know the words of the prophecy. We understand what's going on in these last days, that the Lord has put a spirit of to be circumspect upon us, man, to see what's going on in these last days, to know what's going on, you know? That's a beautiful thing. You know, not to be in the dark, not to be clueless, but to be clued up. You know? And to be woken up to this truth in such a dark time is so much more important now, more so than ever, because without this light, without this understanding of what we're going through, you know, you are just going to fold, and you are just going to trim your ways, and you are just going to ultimately take the MOTB. Because if you take that the Maxine Waters, then you're definitely going to take the mark of the beast, the MOTB. You're going to do that. You're going to fold, because you've already folded for less. You've already folded at a time where they're just pretty much shutting down and closing, or using blackmail, you know, telling you that you can't go to bars, clubs, pubs, whatever, amusement, you know, these amusements, what's the word amusement means, to divert attention. You know, they're pretty much telling you that, you know, you ain't going to be able to go into certain places. And that's scripture, that's prophecy in 2 Ezra 15 and 17, that a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. But when you understand that the prophecies are at hand, And then the prophecies that are spoken of in the scriptures, they're actually playing out before our very eyes. That gives you stability, because you know what you're going through. You know the times that you're in. You're not clueless, you're clued up. You're circumspect. You know? And so that you don't fall for the wiles of the devil. You don't fall for the trickery. You don't fall for the bat juice. You know? You don't fall for the bat juice. Move. You know? Because at the end of the day, if you fold for the bat juice, then you're definitely going to fold for the MOTB. You know? You're definitely going to fold for the MOTB, man, because when the MOTB is pushed, the scripture says that no man might buy or sell, save he that have it. So if you don't have the MOTB, you're pretty much going to have to live off the grid, man. And, like I said, people are folding for less. You got family members folding for less. You got family members not even being, threatened by their jobs to take the bat juice, and they're just taking it willingly, man. I know. Me personally, I can speak on that, man. There's someone in my family, like from my family, that have pretty much taken the MOTB, and they weren't even threatened through the loss of their job. So you already know what they're on. So do you want to be around people like that? You don't even want to be around these people, man. That's why the Lord said, I came to bring division, to set a man at variance, the father against the son, the daughter against the mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law, and so on and so forth. The Lord said, I came to bring division, man. All right? Hell, the scripture says a man's foes shall be they of his own household, man. What about scriptures like that? And as we think about these things, as we think about these scriptures, they should serve as lamps to our feet. The scripture says, it's not thy word like a lamp unto my feet. This word guides our path, man, in these dark times. Without light, how can you know where to step? How are you gonna know where to place your feet? How are you gonna know where to take a step forward if you're in the dark? But because you're in the light, you know where you're stepping, man. You know where the booby traps are. You know how to, like in Indiana Jones, when he had missions to go and, go into a secret door or go into a secret pathway, and, he pretty much, he had to be clued up to know where the booby traps were, man. And that's like where spiritual Indiana Jones is, man. Another analogy, we're spiritual weathermen, telling our people that a storm is coming. That's why we're blowing the trumpet the right way. We're not blowing an uncertain sound, because if we blow an uncertain sound, if we out here talking about smooth things, then how are the people going to make themselves ready for the battle, man? We've got to take this seriously, man. We have a very important task, an important duty. The scripture says, ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silent, and give him no rest until he establish and make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Now look at our people. Are we a praise in the earth? No, our people are being pressed on heavy upon, man. Being forced to take the bat juice, being put up in these ghettos, being looked down upon by these heathens. Even though we're supposed to have slaves, we're supposed to have a ruling class mentality, man. Even though these heathen are beneath us, that's why, that you got to get in that Ezra spirit, man. He's like, Lord, how long if the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure, So that's the kind of mindset we're supposed to be, that ruling class mentality, man. Because these people are beneath us and they know it, But at the end of the day, the Lord has shown his power, displayed his power, and punished us at the same time, because we went off, man. We transgressed his word. And so this is a punishment that we're going through. And the basis of men has been brought over us, man. And I can't wait to see these fucking cave dwellers in chains. I can't wait, Hey, like I got my, my dog's chain right here, I can't wait to see them fucking, you hear that clickety clank, and you got a fucking chain around these heathens, man. And that's what's gonna happen to the elites. Remember, the scriptures speak about to bind their kings with iron and to bind their nobles with fetters of iron. Loosely paraphrasing, man, So the elites, they're gonna be the first crop of slaves for Yahweh Shai, man. All right, they're gonna go from riches to rags in a moment, To bind their kings to execute vengeance upon the heathen, To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. That's how it goes, I believe. Loosely paraphrasing, So that's what's gonna happen, man. Doesn't the scripture say, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity? He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And who are the saints? The Israelites, man. The people that, that are looked down upon in society, you know, the last hired, the first fired, those that are subject unto payments, the ones that the curses pursue and overtake, you know, that's us, man. All right, but now we're in a time where these curses are slowly being transferred onto these other nations, man, and that's a beautiful thing, you know. And you got Esau, you got Edomites in captivity, yeah. You got Edomites in living in ghettos, Edomites that are homeless. You can't tell me that they ain't the curses being on them, transported onto them, you know. Hey, like the scripture says in Sirach 10:8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, man, and that's the time that we're in. We're in a time of a transferal of power, man. You know, and I pray this is edifying. I pray it's making sense. You know, like I'm just doing a little walk and talk. It's the morning, man. It's like Sunday morning, and I've been feeling a bit groggy. I said, let me come out to the woods and, you know, let me just walk my dog as well, because I just need to, you know, sometimes you got to just balance things, man. You know, you be working these dead end jobs and shit. It just gets on top of you sometimes, but you always got to remember that, you know, we always got to keep our minds single, you know, and you know, keep the main task at hand, you know, and ultimately we want to receive salvation, man, and we want to beg for mercy from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, that we may be saved in these last days, man, you know, and that's what we do this for, you know. Fuck what anyone else thinks, fuck what, you know, your worldly family members think, your friends that used to be in the world, fuck them, because when you come into this truth, you're a new man. They don't even know you anymore, man, you know. That's when that division starts. That's when they start chatting shit about you, talking about how much you've changed, you know. But the scripture says, blessed is ye when men shall speak, hate you and separate you from their company. That's a blessing, man. So just remember things like that too, you know. Can two walk together except they be agreed? No, they can't, you know. And that's just what it is. So anyway, man, yeah, I think I've said enough, and Lord willing, I'll come back and hit you in another video, and you know, just stay up, stay strong, keep pushing, you know, and Lord willing, I'll be doing the same as well. Lord willing, I'm of the elect, you know. I'm praying for mercy myself, and that's another thing. We got to pray without ceasing, you know. That's, you know, keep your medicine strong, like Apostle Rakar always says. Keep your medicine strong, you know. Pray without ceasing, man, you know, because it's important. The power of prayer is important. All right, but anyway, man, I think I've said enough. I'm gonna get back to this walk now, and I'm gonna close it out, man. Just stay up, man. You know, stay strong, stay fighting. You know, we're almost out of this, man. You know, our salvation is nearer than when we believed. All right. So with that, I'm gonna say all praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakak Dash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that rule well. Shalom to the elect.